Alright, guys, we're going to be adding an armature to our guy here so he can move around. Let's start by going into X-ray mode, and I'm also going to hide this picture. Pressing 1, looking straight on. We're going to do Shift A. We're going to add an armature. I'm going to move the armature kind of towards the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on one side of my character first. So let's go into edit mode. And then I'm going to do E. And I'll pull a bone to right there. Then I'm just keep looking straight on. I'll push E. And I'll do just a bone that's up like that. I'm going to come to this bottom part here. I'll do E here, and then I'll do E to there. Alright, notice I'm not doing the bones on the left hand side. We're going to use symmetry to help us do that. So let's get these other arms here that we just added in. Let's get them straightened up. Now, I've got them, they look pretty straight from the front, but if you look from the side by pressing 3, you'll notice that we are not in the arms. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this and we're going to pull it over here inside this. Next one I'm going to put it right here. I don't know why that's not moving with that. I'll move that here, that's fine. Now I'm going to go to this next one here, G, and I'll move it over. And this one here. Alright, you might be thinking, hey, there's a gap there. I'm okay with that. I'm going to get rid of this bone here, actually. Press X and delete the bone. So now I've got one bone there. I really don't even need this bone either, so I'm going to get rid of this bone too. Alright, so I've just got 3 bones. One in the middle, one in that arm, and one in that arm. Alright. Let's see if we can make this symmetry thing work here. So I'm going to click on this bone, and this is going to be arm underscore R. So I've renamed that one. Then I'm going to go to this one. This one's going to be leg under. Maybe it should be L, huh? Leg L. And this one, I guess this one should be arm L for the left. I mean, I'm looking at it, but I guess it just depends on which one you want. But alright, so now I've got both of those bones. I want to copy these bones to over here. Let's see if I can get this to work. It hasn't been working for me all day, so here we go. So I got both of these. One's leg L, one's arm L. Let's do right click. I think it's just symmetrize. Oh, it worked. Alright, now I've got 4 bones. So I got those 2. As long as your character is symmetrical, you should be pretty happy with that. Alright, I'm going to go back to the front. I want to add 1 more bone. Actually, I'm going to add 2 more bones. Click this top. I'll press E. I want to go up. I'll do 1 more. And then I don't want this middle one, so I'm going to get rid of that. So I've got a bone just floating straight above his head right here. Maybe I'll even move it up a little bit. Now I'm going to add a bone for the front part of him. Let me move this down right there. I'm going to do E and Y. E and Y again. I don't want that part right there, so I'll do bones. G, Y. Alright, so I've got these 5 bones here. No, that's 7 bones. I got 7 bones. 2 for his arms, 2 for his legs, 1 for his body, and 1 for out front, and 1 for above. You might be thinking, what is all this mess? Well, I will show you what this is going to do. So here's our armature. Let me rename our guy too. This will be Squirt. Squirt Zeros. What we want is when we pair our character, we want the arms and stuff to move correctly with one another. Right now I can't really grab the bone, so I'm going to show you how to put the bone in front. So if you click on him and you go to data, I think, viewport display in front, you can now see the bones. Okay, I'm going to pair these bones to this armature here. So I'll click on this, I'll hold control, I'll click on the armature, I'll do control P with automatic weights. Alright, now they're attached to them, and I should be able to go to pose mode, grab this, and then hopefully move an arm. Yeah. So it's kind of moving extra stuff. We're going to deal with that. So that's kind of moving extra stuff. I just want the arm to move by itself. This one here, this one's not too bad. Not too bad. This is going to be like a troubleshooting process kind of deal. Let's see what this one does. RZ. Oop. Okay, this one's not moving anything. That's okay. We'll fix it. RX. RY. Also not moving anything. Let's try to do this. Alright. Okay, I want you to notice the dotted lines on our guy here. This bone controls that one, the two arms, and the body. So what we want to do is we need to fix our parenting structure. We need to readjust our little dotted lines. We want these two here to be able to move everything, because we want him to be able to like rotate and then in two different directions. So that's what these two guys are for here. And then the body needs to only move the legs and the arms and not these two front things here. Alright, so here's how we can do that. We got to take a look. We're going to go back into edit mode, and we'll take a look at our armatures here. So as I'm opening these up, these bones, you can tell who's in charge of who by your structure here. The most important bone right now is the body, and you can see it. You can tell who he's controlling by the dotted lines. So I'm going to make everybody on the same level. I'm going to click on all this first bone, and I'll say clear parent. And I had to click that 2 times. So I click on the bone, clear parent. Oh, I'll go to parent, clear, and then it asks me again, and I'll say clear. So here's this other one. Let's change it, clear, and then clear parent, and then clear, and clear parent. Alright, for each of these bones, I also want to change their name. This could be top spinner, so I clicked on this little bone icon on the side here, and I clicked on the bone, and I'm going to say top spinner. And then the front one, I'll call that the front spinner. And then the this one will just be our body bone, so body. Okay, so I want the top spinner. He can move everybody, so he'll be the super parent. So I'm going to grab everything. Click, click, click. So I've got all the bones except for him selected. Now I'm going to hold control and click on him, and then I'm going to do control P. Keep offset. Alright, now he is the super parent. He controls all the bones. I'm going to do that again with this other one here. So front spinner, I'm going to grab all the other bones. Grab, grab, grab. Then I'll grab the front spinner last. Move my mouse out here in this open space, and I'll do control P. And then I'll say keep offset. Alright, now this bone is controlling all of those bones. See the little dotted lines? The parent of the front spinner is top spinner. Top spinner holds the body, but we want the body to control all the arms. So we're going to do this again. We'll grab the leg, arms, Alright, so I've got the legs and arms, and the last one I'm going to click is the body. Then I'll come over here and I'll do Control P and keep offset. Alright, now our structure is a little bit different, okay? So the top spinner controls everybody because he controls this one. This one controls the body and the arms. The body only controls the arms and legs. So now the movement will be a little bit different. Alright, we also had a little bit of issue with the arms kind of moving, or the body moving with this arm. What's creating that from happening is this little bone here is too close to the body. So I'm going to adjust it. So I'm going to grab this one. I'll say G, and oh, we also want to do the symmetry thing. I think if you have symmetry turned on, it moves both of them. Oh yes, there we go. G. So I just moved that one a little bit farther away from the body, and maybe we want to do a little bit of the same here with this one. Alright. Let's take a look from the side. Alright, we're good. Good. Okay, now let's repair our body to everything. So I've moved it around. I'm going to unparent this mesh. So I'll click on it, right click, and I'll say clear parent. If it'll let me. Oh, I might need to go to object mode. Object mode, clear parent. Alright, now I'm going to reparent it again. That kind of just resets the weights of the movement. So I'll click on this mesh, and I'll control click on the armature. I'll do Control P with automatic weights. Alright, so now it's repaired with it. So I want to see how everything moves. So I'll click on the armature, and I'll go to pose mode. Let's move this arm. Yeah, see. Okay, so we might have to do some weight painting on that one. Ooh, it might actually just be damaged. I might have to just like undamage it. That's a good learning thing we can do here in just a second. This leg is moving pretty good. That one's not doing bad. Maybe a little bit of weight painting on that one. That one looks not bad. Maybe a little weight painting on that one. Alright, now this guy. There we go. It turns the whole thing. This one, or Z. This one turns the whole thing like that. Alright, that's exactly what I wanted. Now I need to fix this arm. This arm looks kind of womper jawed. I don't know. This one's all crazy bones. This one doesn't seem to do that much. Let's figure out what the deal is here. So this will just be troubleshooting stuff for maybe for you. You might have the same issue. I'm going to unparent this one. So I'll click on this mesh and I'll say parent clear. And I'm going to go into edit mode. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure there's no extra vertices. So I'll push A on everything. M for merge, and I'll do by distance. It removed 6 vertices, so there might have been some extra vertices in there that I didn't know about. Alright, let's see if that did anything. So let me reparent it. I'll click on my mesh. I'll control click my armature. I'll do Control P with automatic weights. Now I'll go back to pose mode so I can move the bones. Look at there. There was some extra vertices in there causing us some problems. That's what it was. Alright, that one looks pretty okay. This one looks pretty okay. That one looks pretty okay. The body moves it around. Okay, cool. Alright, so I want to fix this. I don't want the whole body to move with it. There's probably a couple ways to do that. We could do weight painting. I don't like weight painting, so I'm going to try to move the bones again first. So I'm going to grab this and I'll unparent it again. You'll notice that I do this unparenting thing a lot. But okay, so let's edit this. And I'm gonna make this bone smaller. I'm kind of just moving it away from the body a little bit more. If this doesn't work, then I am going to weight paint. I don't like weight painting, just so y'all know. Alright, there we go. Let's try that again. So I'll go back to object mode. I'll grab the mesh. I'll control click the armature. Then control P with automatic weights. Let's go into pose mode and cross your fingers. Okay, that's a little bit worse. I don't like how that moves. Alright, I'm just gonna undo. Undo. Go back to where I was. Okay. Alright, let's do weight painting. So I just undid everything back to where I moved that bone up. Let's go to object mode. Let's click on this. Let's click on weight paint. Alright, like I said, I do not like weight painting. Alright, you can see I'm selected on one of these bones. It looks like I'm on the right leg. And the color is basically what tells you when it's moving or not. So I'm going to lower the weight and I'm going to unpaint the body. Whenever that bone moves, the dark blue is what does not move. The colored region is what moves. So I'm going to do just remove as much of this as I can. You can also click this little vertice thing. It helps you maybe understand which ones are moving. But I only want the leg to move. So I'm trying to uncolor that. I think if you have it on symmetry mode also, as you're painting, it will do both legs at the same time. If there's even a little bit of color on the body at all, it will move it. And it's really obnoxious, but hey. Okay, I don't know what that's gonna look like, but let's see. Okay, so the coloring, it's mostly on there. I could really be nitpicky and repaint it. Let's click the L leg. So you'll notice if you have symmetry on, it should do the same for both. Looks like it missed a little bit right there. Alright, now I will go to the arm. Yeah, I see all that. It's horrible. When we do the next alien, we'll make the arms detached from the body, and that keeps it from doing this at all, because they're not even attached to each other at all. But you need to know how to do both of this anyway, because sometimes you're going to need it, or one time you might need it, or if at very least you need to know how to do this. What I'm doing right here is, I'm telling you, this is like my least favorite thing, because it always seems to mess up the weight painting part. I always seem to miss a spot, or it just doesn't do what I want it to do. I found that just putting the bones in the right spot seems to be far better. Or making your model different seems to be far better. Alright, well, it looks decent to me. Inevitably it's going to move weird, but here we go. Let's go back to object mode. Let's go back to the armature. Let's go back to pose mode. And we might have to reparent it, but maybe not. Oh, it looks like it's working. Okay, so look right there. On the body part right there, it's moving a little bit, so I got to paint that a little bit better. And the same thing on that one. Let's see about this leg. This leg's got some movement on the body right there. This one's got some movement on the body right there. Okay, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to leave this video, and then I'm going to start another video that's going to be separating the bones and showing you the difference. I'm going to do that right now.